welcome to the Soap Dish, where we dish about the soaps. Today is Friday, April 18th, and I'm talking about Beyond the Gates. I always do this and say first, and then I start. First, I do want to let you guys know that, I've been talking about doing a comment video for the past few weeks because I've neglected so many comments, and I'm so sorry for that. So I have carved out some time on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do a live and go through every comment that I have not addressed. Over like the past maybe three weeks even. So feel free to come in, join the conversation. Excuse that noise, it's my ice falling. I just turned off my ice machine, so it's a couple of pieces left. But yeah, wait. Comment video Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't catch a live, it's okay, because what happens is the live will disappear right after it's over. It'll like just won't be there. But then after a few minutes, it's there, and it usually like either saves as public or private. I'll make sure that it's public so anyone can see it, and I will address every comment that I missed. I'm so grateful for you all taking the time to engage with me, and I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate it, and I just thank everybody for being patient. This may be a new thing. If you guys like that format, then maybe we'll keep doing that. Just during the week, by the time I get home from work, watch the shows, do videos, engage with my kids, make dinner. It's time to go to bed. So it's just not enough hours in the day. So I'm just trying to figure out how to make it all work. So thank you for that. All right, so Beyond the Gates, which I just finished watching, so it should be pretty fresh in my mind, but I'm getting old, so we'll see. We start with Vanessa and Nicole. They're talking about the same conversation they've been having, Joey, and how dangerous he is. I did like Nicole, one thing that she said. She said, children fib, men lie. I was like, oh, girl, you better preach. Let's see. Vanessa said her heart went out to Joey. I was like, girl, that is not your heart. Come on now. She admits that she has feelings for him, but then they go to commercial break. When they come back, she says they're not romantic feelings, which I don't think they are like romantic feelings. I think they're sexual feelings. I don't think she's falling in love with Joey. I think she wants to have sex with him very badly, which could lead to love, but I don't think that's what it is right now. All right, then we see Joey with Randy. Randy threatens Joey to get Doug back at the table or else he will. He wants Vanessa. Then it again goes to commercial break and comes back. But during the commercial break, I was writing down. I wrote down my notes. He wants Vanessa. And I was like, dang, has it always been about Vanessa? And I feel like somebody said that. I don't know if it was in a comment or if someone said in the one of the collab I did with the other ladies. Maybe one of them said, I can't remember who, and I hate that because I never want to take credit for anyone else's idea. But it didn't feel like a new idea to me. It felt like something that someone else had already said. So shout out to whoever that was that said that he was targeting, that Joey was targeting Doug because of Vanessa to start with. But like on the commercial break, I was like, damn, Joey, you ain't even got to try this hard. Like, ask Diego. It's not that hard to get Vanessa. All you had to do was like, hey, I want you. And she probably would have given it to you. But then when we come back from commercial breaks, it's what Joey says is that he wants her business, basically. He wants to use her business for money laundering. I think his interest is real besides the money laundering. But again, I don't think it's love. I think it could lead to obsession. Because we know he got that in him because of that Ron Chamberlain. Yeah, but Joey, he then threatened Randy's family. It was like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically let Randy know he needed to get Doug back there. Or, then he was like, how's your family doing? How's your ex and how's your child doing? Randy was like, they good. He was like, let's keep it that way. It was not very subtle at all. So Randy calls Doug, tries to entice him with some fine scotch. Doug says no. He was like, you were the one trying to keep me away from the table. He was like, oh, this must be Joey talking. Well, tell Joey that I'll pay him back some way, but I'm not coming back to the table. I'm out. I'm done. I was like, okay, Doug. I was like, it ain't gonna last, but all right. So then we see Doug with Ashley. Actually, I think this is before this, where it's Doug, Ashley, and Shanice, and we can pick up from the conversation that Doug, the way he's been coping with not gambling at the card tables, is by making bets with the nurses. Like, I can shoot this basket. I can make it from here for $1 or a quarter. Like he said, he had made $3.75. which went up to $4 because he lost the bet with Ashley. So it's not about the money per se; it's just that fix of like being able to gamble and win. Um, Doug's patient dies, and it really bothers him. And Shanice and Ashley are both trying to comfort him, but he like bangs his fist onto the counter, like punches the counter, I guess, so hard that it ended up breaking his hand. And the camera shot kind of threw me off. I was like, wait, what happened? But I think that was just so that he didn't have to actually punch it, and like actually risk fucking up his hand in real life. Um, and before he even punched the counter, he was pretty mean. He was rude to Shanice and Ashley as they were trying to reassure him. And it made me think, do they not offer like therapy to doctors? I wouldn't even say offer, like mandate therapy to doctors when they lose a patient. Like, and not just the doctor. I feel like anybody in the room, nurses, like everybody should have therapy. And I know they do something like that. I've seen them do that on Grey's Anatomy because that's real life. Um, but I don't know. I feel like Beyond the Gates has the opportunity to have something like that happen as well because they have their resident therapist, psychologist. Nicole is there. And I think it might be a conflict of interest to have Nicole being the one talking to Doug in like real life. But for the sake of the show, I think that messiness would be kind of good there, knowing what she knows about Vanessa and Joey and Doug. But I know Nicole's about to be busy with her own life blowing up, so maybe we shouldn't put too much on her shoulders. Then Joy shows up at the hospital when Randy told Doug that when Randy told Joey that Doug said he was out, Joy was like, "Oh, I guess you want something done? I gotta do it myself." So he ends up showing up to the hospital, but the show goes off, so we can assume he's gonna threaten him and probably Vanessa as well. But I am the hair. I am interested to see how that conversation goes, and if nosy nurse and Shanice or Ashley overhears anything. All right, so we have Naomi coming into Anita and Vernon's house, and Anita's playing the piano, humming. I keep waiting to hear her sing because for a while I thought maybe they had cast the actress who couldn't sing, and that's why we never got to hear her sing. But I did a little research, and Tamara Tooney, the actress that plays Anita, she can sing. She's won a Tony. She was like Broadway classically trained. She can sing, so we should hear her singing at some point. I guess they're just making us wait for it, which is okay. I'll wait for it. I'll be as patient as I can be. When the moment finally happens, I know I'm gonna be. I hope it's a song I know so I can sing along with her. Or if it's not, I'll just shut the fuck up and listen to her. Blesses with her voice. By the way she was humming, I can hear it. I can tell it's there. The conversation, I'll be honest, it was kind of, I don't want to say it was boring me because I don't want to say that, but it was kind of boring me because the conversation between Naomi and Anita was one that we've seen several times now, where Anita is reminiscing about her past, talking about the good old days, and I was processing these thoughts that it was kind of boring me a little bit. I thought about real life. No disrespect to my, actually, both my grandmothers actually passed away now. So that sucks. Oh shit. Sorry. But anyway, I was thinking about those moments in real life where you're talking to like your grandparents or your great grandparents, the older members of the family, and you do have the same conversations repetitively. They tell the same stories, and I kind of chastise myself for we just should appreciate those moments. So even as a viewer, I don't know, I got a little emotional thinking about it, and even more so just now. Like when I was watching it, I did not think about my real life. I thought about just that in people's real life, that's a thing with old grandparents and older members of the family. It didn't click to me just now looking at my own face, my grandmother's faces. So, I regret any moment that I heard them telling a story that I had already heard a million times and I didn't cherish it. Let's see. Anita said something in this time that made me think there's definitely more to her story. She said, said one moment they were girls from the project singing into their hairbrushes, and then in the next we were da 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 da, and it was something about that transition in her that was like, there was something in between there that happened. So I look forward to finding out what that is about. because I don't know what's stopping her from going back, like having a solo album, putting out single out there, going viral on TikTok. I don't know, with all that money, I feel like she could do anything she wanted to do unless there's something holding her back. Um, she said, "I'm not that girl anymore." I was like, "You don't have to be that girl anymore. You be that woman now." So I want good things for Anita. Naomi and Anita kind of wanted to plan a surprise for Danny, and I was thinking, well, Mother's Day is coming up, y'all. There should be plans for all the matriarchs in their family. Pretty soon here. Um, there should be plans for all the mothers coming up Mother's Day. In case anybody, my kids want to hear, subtle reminder in case they forgot. No, they can't forget. Even if we wanted to, the day my son was born was actually Mother's Day. All right, so let me focus here. So it ends up being a surprise that Naomi doesn't really want to surprise Danny. She wants to surprise Anita because she's been feeling so down. We have Chelsea and Kat talking about Samantha and their business. Kat says what we've all been saying. They should use Danny, hire her, let her help. It takes all episode, but she talks Chelsea into it, just reminding her that, like, she'll be working for them, so they'll be in charge, which, okay, I don't know if I love that, but we'll see how that goes. Danny is about to take a drink, saying it's 5 o'clock somewhere, when Pamela shows up with the proposal that they work together again. They start their own modeling agency. I think the Curtis Dupree, but Danny said it would have to be called Dupree Curtis because she needs top billing. And she's going to think about it. And then as soon as Pamela leaves, Danny goes right back to making that drink, but that's when Naomi calls, and Naomi later comes over, and they're practicing some type of dance routine that I think they want to do, like a tribute to Anita, and that we might get that scene where we get to hear her sing at the club Monday is what I'm hoping. I felt like I was barely talked about anything, but I'm almost 13 minutes in, so guess I covered everything. Excuse me. Ugh, that was nasty. Sorry. Still getting over that cold from earlier this week. A decent episode. You know, there hasn't been too many episodes of Beyond the Gates where I've been like, this is a horrible episode, or I've been like utterly disappointed. I'm just, enjoying that it's still a new show, still getting to know the world, and, just finding out everything. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to see you in the live stream Sunday. And if not, I will be back. I'll be back here Monday to dish more about the soaps. Live long and prosper.